loyalty would have put me in a war with the North American Alliance. War for independence with Central Powers, which is probably a winnable war, but then it makes for U.S. dominance. The U.S. needs to get very badly bloodied, beating the Central Powers for there to be any chance of subverting them. Right, I could actually put this into the Madston rifles. I did that before, right? Or talked about doing that. Yeah. One thing I do is probably get submarines after got the rifles. Put these into rifles after rifles. Could put into atomic research at that point. I could start researching subs. Won't be long until I get other research bonuses. Hopefully, I get this last weapons delivery. You can still get those after independence. I'd like the war support. I'm about to find out if I got my last one that I requested. If the British sent me more rifles. Oops. Give me more support. I can do a level of industrial land integration. They did it before, but AI is kind of random with this stuff. Sure they can spare the rifles. I need the build slot. Checking the winter acclimatization. Going well. These guys can come back fully acclimatized. Ideally before this, but probably not before it. However, I intend to be at peace. Oh, Syrian divisions in Bergen here. You can see they're wearing winter clothing. Should have told me by now if they were going to give me the weapons deliveries. Did I accidentally exit out or something? Ah! Stralanda! There we go. I can wait to the land integrate industrial land appropriation before finish this and get the war support. If I can get that last one, I can do a second one. So the first industrial land appropriation occurs in Finn. Oh no, I'll be at peace if the Norwegians. Well, I'll have to do it in Finn, and I'll have to, there's a slight cooldown, like a day before you can do it, so I'll have to remember to do both before I get independence. Easier said than done. It's cold enough there, these guys are getting winter acclimatization. It's good to have everyone in place before in potential. Oh, I can do another one of these. Colder here. Maybe there'll still be some winter acclimatization, but probably not. Like 16 days, March 21st, maybe there'll still be snow on the ground here. Dayland. I'll look around, see what the province by province weather report looks like. Very min-maxy, I guess. This. possible they won't accept the next weapons over and be saying 97.5% war support, but then I can get 10 more from focuses, so ultimately the land appropriation enable me to build up further, you know, so take a long time to rebuild stability. I need to reach a very high level of development to hope to stand against the United States someday. To go very, very, very tall. It might be impossible if not for the fact that AI is not the smartest. Huh. Still holding out bravely. Commend them for that. Oh yeah, and Vietnam, Ismo-American, Guanxi click. That is why the British, they'd let me in their faction too, for what it's worth. If it's more though, because I'm fighting the Central Powers. Anyways, don't really want to get in a war with the Central Powers. Sure, I could help the British carve out a little piece of territory, and they've taken a focused trade path where they won't even take one that would give them a war goal on Germany if it existed. One true revolution. The long and short of it is that they'll not like attack the Soviets, and yeah, they'll just be peaceful after these nations that they declare on liberate Vietnam, Venezuela, and the Guanxi clique. And since this will join the Northern National, they may actually be able to do this. The Guanxi clique, though it might join the Central Powers, and that'll be tough for them. They're already at war with them. Not a huge deal. These guys, I don't know. Gizmo and Amerindian, it's possible that'll put them at war with the United States. But helping them carve up the Central Powers means the US gets less of bloody nose taking them down themselves. So the AI doesn't know restraint when it's better to let their opponents beat up on each other. So, yeah. And to make use of setting off coups and training your forces as volunteers, which is what I hope to do. Alright, March 11th and 12th with the regional industrial integration. No, actually, no, it's when this finishes I get the war support, so yeah. Just a land appropriation. Pretty sure it's a 24-hour cooldown. Could be less. Alright. Shoot! Come on, I hate this. I zoom past stuff by... Is there a one step? Or is that just still ours? I need to go forward by 1 hour to make sure, because the AI is dumb. Or they just don't like me. They're not going to give me independence even when they're losing a war, and they can't afford another enemy. I mean, they're Trotskyites, so... The Trotskyites can be canny. Communist Advisor is a great example of that. Axel Larsen. Canny. Clever Trotskyite. They don't all have to be crazy, bit dumb. The Trotsky is pretty suicidal in this game. He really, like, tends to get himself wiped out. Player can practice exactly the right amount of restraint. Right. Now I'll have to do another industrial land appropriation before I'm at peace. The problem. But there's a gives me these brigades. They're actually just infantry despite the I can edit this now, right? Donsky brigades. Yeah, because they're just infantry, they're not actually militia. These guys are militia. They're all fully trained, equipped with plenty of support. They're very large divisions. I can disband them to get back to manpower. Nice. I may want to do that because they're just excessively large. I'm on port defense for now. No, not training group. Port defense. If I can hold the ports, I can hold. It's any likely naval invasion stuff. I have to basically one step it here. Or we just finished something? Oh, I can guide the research towards something smart. Like, they're never gonna get this in time, but they have mountaineers, don't they? Why don't they? I sworn Norway had mountaineers. Nope, guess not. Too slow, but that would have been nice for them. Alright, they're getting really... This takes time to build. They're getting shafted by enemy tanks. So maybe this will do some time. Probably not, but maybe. They have infantry and support equipment manufacturers. Interesting. That would benefit support equipment really, though. It's enough larger faction, they'd be a good source of support equipment for everyone else. If it's more convoys, why don't you? Okay, and quite level up. And their subs have probably stopped raiding. Hunting for stuff. Yep, back to being dot and doing nothing. Go hunt enemy ships. Maybe that was previous. They are of no consequence. The AI didn't do too much damage to Denmark in the 1 hour I gave them. I spoke too soon. They started this. I Actually, in terms of putting stuff in here, this can go into rifles. This is fine. In fact, this is probably the right tech, advanced. Now that I think about it. Yeah, I may have caught something I didn't. So, help grow the artillery MIO. And they specialize in anti-tank guns, basically. In a larger faction, you can have different nations specialize in different equipment and trade around with Lend-Lease. Of course, that would require teamwork. Or to coordinate two human players, usually. Anyways, I'll get a event in a little while telling me that, yes, you can have your freedom. And Larkson, you'll see him, the handsome man who worked for the CIA, will become the leader of the country. Oh, goodness. The AI has decided to develop Bornholm. What else did they do while I wasn't looking? I mean, that's probably the least of my issues, to be honest. That's all they did? Okay. Fine. That's actually not so harmful. Might even be beneficial. And I'll probably... I can pause the Civ for a little while. No, that's dumb. But, I'll get that done. Finish that and then do other things. Waste to put out the fire, really, but... yeah, if I'd been able to do this, if they accepted me, join their war, would have gotten women's conscription for free. Would have unlocked my military focus branch. War support. Some autonomy. Would have been nice. The AI insisted on trying to break free. Which I made totally allow. Because they should be prioritizing the survival of the revolution, though they're not. And touch this. It changed the... what? It put an infantry officer in charge of the cavalry reserves already. Wow. How much damage the AI can do in, like, literally a minute. These are cavalry. These are not infantry. There's a reason I put the cavalry leader in charge. And the rest of them... didn't I assign them to this front? Heavy infantry there. Sure. These are Donsky brigades, though. And these are what? Did they turn something into heavy infantry? There should be how many Donsky brigades? I see 3. The name changed. Was it pre? No, it converted one of them and changed the name of the division while I was at it. Huh. They're just named brigade. 1, 2, and 3 brigade. Well, there's 4. Maybe not. There's the 4th. So what are these guys? If I have the 1st Copenhagen, 2nd. Roskilde division, which is in Copenhagen. Yeah, my ordering of things is all messed up at this point. First and second Copenhagen divisions, both in Copenhagen. Not these guys. First students are there. That's where they came from. You know what? Let's make it easy to know what first and second winter divisions. I'll call them Arctic divisions, after all. It may be important with taking Greenland someday, or volunteers in wars in cold areas. Okay. There's the first Copenhagen division then. Second Copenhagen training. What? So Copenhagen. First and second Copenhagen and this is gonna be too much work if I have to redo it all the time. Thankfully, there's a way to make it stop giving names like these. Just boom. Or training rear guards. Actually, I'll leave it that way. But still, move the name west so it'll just call it 1, 2, 3 training rear guards division. Ski brigades are actually, I think, better equipped than my others. They have 12 artillery. Why do these guys have higher self-attack? Oh, they have way more artillery. I see. Yeah, the Densky brigades aren't even equipped with enough artillery. Alright. For students. This only makes sense because I'm largely static and the divisions don't move around that much. Second Odense division. Third Odense, and the fourth will be. It hasn't moved, Harley. Here. Fourth Odense, which would be reserves. First Odense reserves? Yeah. No. Just gonna name it by the nearest large city. First, second, third, fourth Odense divisions. I've got plenty of artillery. He's already fully trained. Just gonna convert them. This 9 infantry, 2 artillery, engineers, anti-tank, anti-air, all good. Cavalry con. Logistics is the only thing. I mean, eventually, I may want to create a version with a line anti-air so I can free up that slot for something else. Even line anti-tank. Consider using the armored variants of those things way down the line, but for now it works. I won't be at war for but a second anyhow. Which actually, isn't that a reason to... What's in the standard in? Oh, no logistics, no recon, and not so much artillery. Considering the Donsky brigades are pretty much the same thing without the engineers. Just inefficient. Maybe sell the artillery pieces. You know what? No. There's no way I'll sell this much. Okay, and first Copenhagen. Copenhagen is probably where I have the not heavy. Where's the lighter infantry? Oh, in the Faroe Islands. Right. Yeah, they could maybe use more artillery out there. The problem is supply. Oh, now that this isn't cut off. Still. I have insanely large amounts of total artillery. Trucks are for the logistics. Should have done that earlier. Maybe if I notice the artillery selling well, someday I'll remove artillery. I'm doing a long build up. Give me back manpower. Fewer men who fight better. But, you know, better equipped. That's the basic idea. Definitely the need manpower they can be put into my air force or whatnot. Third Copenhagen. Eventually I'll probably go for smaller, better equipped divisions. Like self-propelled guns. And overall just smaller. The hardness will allow them to take fewer hits so they can have less defense. More divisions in total means more support companies. More efficient use of width, and actually more organization per man usually. Oh, once I click this, I'll no longer be at war. So, industrial land appropriation. Well, I can still do it. Bornholm gains a... Finn and Bornholm both gained build slots. Faroe Islands be industrialized someday. Oh yeah, and the AI reverse that. They'll be developed, they'll get regional industrial integration and industrial lands. There'll be 3 more slots. That's why there'll actually be 6 more factories now, not 3. Anyways, the overflow can just go into the next thing there. Oh yeah, I don't get a bunch of new factories. I'm currently giving my let's see, given overword 4. Yeah, I'll start in the feral and military factories 3, so I get 3 more mill. Nothing more fighters. I'll grow my MIO, but most importantly, fighters, aircraft are among, most money put in per man. Obviously, greatest combat effectiveness. If you short on manpower, having a larger air force is always the way to go. If necessary, you can disband or downsize ground divisions just to get pilots. You absolutely do not want to give up the opportunity to enlarge your air force. These are garbage tanks. Way too not technologically capable enough. These aren't particularly advanced aircraft either, but they can disrupt bombers well enough and provide air detection for better fighters to actually be able to then find and, they scout out, find a bunch of bombers, and then bring in the better aircraft to produce later. If I have enough fuel for it, of course. I could do one more industrial land integration actually before. Should have figured I'd have 2 weeks, and I didn't realize the war would keep going after that. That would give me another belts on the Faroe Islands, and then when I take a focus gives 5% war support, haven't overcapped it. Actually, I might already cap out with this. Well, when I get Jutland back, that'll get integrated someday. Someday. So there's no point. Well, there is a point. I'll run out of build slots to build. It'll be a long time to war again. Okay. So I want to do another land appropriation before I hit that button. As long as Bergen doesn't get captured before then, I'm fine. Let's save. Free. Denmark free. I did it. Made the AI do it anyways. I suppose if I had been playing all this time, I would have been more cooperative. The faction trader thing makes no sense. That's a bug. I was never in the faction, so I should not have the faction trader. Penalty, that's why probably they didn't want to say yes. Put this, yeah, it's Faroe Islands. If I put this off a little, I can benefit from higher stability longer, but I also give away mill. 3 of them. Which there's no way the Norwegians use well. Bet they've been seeing the stockpiles of everything. Okay. That's the last one I can do, actually. The button will still be highlighted, but it just throws away war support for nothing after that. 4 factories there, and I can add 2 more. The things are 100 political power. No. HOI4 has for one seen reason and recognizes their independence. It seems their serfdom is at an end without any bloodshed. Well, I get less manpower this way. It prevents me from being stuck in a war, having to do a civil war to get out of it and gets a better leader. From going communist, this gives me a leader with a lot higher recruitable pop factor. Remove mods, whatever. Overlord influence ends, welfare and warfare balance begins. Because I didn't start in a war, it starts neutral instead of biased towards warfare, which should make it easier to get up the welfare. It's worth noting, this guy would automatically move things. The weak balance change, probably but it's meant to mean reduced overlord independence, but it would bias things towards welfare. But then it makes it hard to go to warfare later when I need it, because you can swing the balance of power. The region protectorate of Denmark will launch all its procured destroyers. Cool. I get limited conscription for free. I get white peace with the Central Powers. That was unexpectedly easy. And the other thing disappears. So I can't, like, join a war for free. For, quote, free. I don't want to be in their wars. And I get 4 more Dansky brigades. All the ones I did before. I'm not sure if that's because I already converted the other ones, or if it's supposed to be you get 4 after it's decided, and maybe more than 4. I think you get 6 if you go to war. I'm not sure of the militia template that can't be edited, though. Whatever. Free-ish manpower, I'll take it. Actually, there's nobody here other than these guys. Not particularly appropriate for. They're fine. Still, I think I'd rather have the numerous guys there. Guys who are meant to delay. Alright, so call this the 5th Copenhagen Division, I guess. Starting to get a little unwieldy, this naming scheme. Weather's thawed out, unfortunately. More winter acclimation for these guys, unless they go somewhere colder. 5th Train Division is there, actually. Put the 4th here. Nobody takes Danish land without fighting for it. 3rd there. And I'll put 1st and 2nd here. Want to be able to sufficiently delay anything that attacks here. Since it's nothing but weak divisions, the more combat capable will be next to Copenhagen.